panelists to join. She's just coming up. Yeah. So she's here. So we're just waiting for you, Anita.
Apologies.
No issues.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Okay, so good morning to all present here, wherein we'll just head to this panel discussion. This is largely to discuss about unlocking the future of skilling, especially how the government can play a role on it. So we have an eminent set of panelists who come from different walks of the government side of it. So we have Amit, who represent the government of Rajasthan, to the initiators, speak about the initiators there. We also have Laiju, who is from ASAP Kerala, representing government of Kerala. From the industry, because we need somebody from the industry to drive it, so we have Roshni from the Media and Entertainment Sector Skill Council. Okay. And I also have Vanitha with me. Vanitha represents the government of Tamil Nadu. Please come. Oh, okay, so you have to carry on.
Sorry, guys, my minister has come, so apologies, but we will, you know.
I'll drive it. I'll take it. Okay, so yes, no issues. Okay. Okay, so we wanted Vanitha to share the experiences with the government of Tamil Nadu's non-Mudalvan related project. Anyway, I can give a quick brief also about it. So let's get started. We have a very short panel discussion. Okay, I start with you, Roshni, wherein this is key as to set the context of this particular panel. What are the biggest challenges the gaming industry faces in attracting the talent? Okay, because AVGC as a whole has its own challenge. Skilling as an element is there. Being part of the media and entertainment sector, where there are some cultural issues that do exist as far as so how do you see that there is what is the biggest challenge that you see as part of this industry in terms of attracting talent?
So thank you for the wonderful question.
A quick brief introduction about yourself.
So this is Roshni Sehgal, and I'm from Media Entertainment Skills Council, based out of New Delhi. And as a skill council in India, we work toward the bridging the skill gap in the industry, working as a bridge between academia and the industry, altogether associated with the 1,000+ university colleges, academic institutions in the country, as well as a lot of industries that are there in the country, all the industry stalwarts. They are all a member or either our partners. So we work in the country towards making India as a skill development hub, and working with the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, making India the skill capital of the world. So here I am talking about the challenges that you were asking, where we see in the gaming industry. So yeah, I should not be saying it as a challenge, but yes, the industry is quite, ever evolving. So media and entertainment industry is a sunrise industry, as we all know. So everything is rapidly changing. When it comes to gaming industry, a lot of things coming up, changing rapidly, rigorously, and to be up to date with the industry, we have to, we as a council, we skill people. So when we say a challenge and retention of this talent in the industry, how as a council, we see a lot of industry come to us, talk about a lot of such issues where they are not able to get the manpower or retain the manpower. So what we are doing here in the country is we are kind of developing a lot of industry academia interfaces, a lot of alliances to overcome this challenge in the industry. Of course, building up a lot of qualification packs, national occupational standards, and a lot of job roles which are there in the country in various sectors of media entertainment, particularly in gaming. Yes, so we are developing those. We are also having these tie-ups with a lot of academic institutions, majorly in, the best part is majorly in South India. We have so many partners. And now we have developed a lot of, not only diploma certificate program, but also degree programs. So earlier phase, it used to be like candidates and their parents did not have that much of awareness when it comes to M&E industry as a whole. But now, as a sector council in the country, we are developing a lot of such a roundtable for students, for their parents, awareness programs, and also encouraging them to take up it as one of the career, getting them involved in various skill-based courses. Thereby, these, on the other hand, we interact with the industries that yes, this is the demand that is coming, this is the change, and a new software has come up, new demand has come up from the industry. So yeah, so basis on those demand, we talk to industry and yes, academic institutions, and basis on that, our academic team just, kind of align all those curriculum basis on the ongoing industry trends. So that's one. And second, I would say in order to retain the talent in the industry, I believe even our council, what we do is we kind of encouraging the recognition of prior learning as well as some upskilling programs for industry people. So this is something that we really wish to involve all of you, and we invite all the industry members in the country to take part in the upskilling program, do some sessions. We'll be there to support the ecosystem. And we not only just the, just doing the session and going back home. No, we also get the industry and yes, government involved in various such initiatives. We are also giving a lot of certification for such initiatives, and even Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship doing a lot of such courses. State government is doing such courses and providing the government certification for professionals.
Okay.
So not
We'll
all
come
of...
to that
oh, yeah.
part. Okay.
Yes.
So quick takeaway from what you have said is that one thing I can note and appreciate is about the awareness among the parents that you're trying to do,
Yes.
as well as the degree programs which will make them understand that this is little more serious, because traditionally India, wherein parents always think more towards taking up some graduation programs as the, so they believe that it is a guarantee for employment and things. So that's a good initiative to hear from media and entertainment sector. Now I wish to hear from Amit. What as a state, okay, Rajasthan has been doing on this. Okay, so traditionally Rajasthan has its own challenges from a cultural element in terms of more ruralized compared to the other couple of other states, except for a few pockets of Rajasthan. The larger part is more ruralized, and there is a lot more challenge in terms of addressing that. It's what my understanding. So how, as the government of Rajasthan is trying to work on this? In fact, that's a better pocket to address.
Morning, everyone. I think that's the myth. Right?
Okay.
So let's try and break your myth today morning.
Okay.
Right? You're in Telangana, Hyderabad,
I'm based out of Tamil Nadu.
Tamil Nadu. Give me top 6 cities that are known in the world. It's out of Tamil Nadu.
Other than Tamil Nadu.
Other than Chennai.
Other than Chennai in
6
Tamil Nadu.
global cities
Okay.
that are known globally beyond Chennai.
Beyond Chennai, of course, Jaipur is one nobody can
No,
forget.
no, in
about.
Tamil Nadu.
Oh, you're talking about in Tamil
As
Nadu.
Tamil Nadu,
Okay.
give me top 5 cities that are globally known for one reason or the other. One reason. And then I'll answer
I
your
can
question.
list a lot of them, and there are several of them from Tamil Nadu who are there here in this.
Salem, okay. 2,
First,
2, 3. Okay, 4. Cochin. So you had 4.
no, there is more. We can
Maybe
start
more,
here.
but
Trichy,
but,
Madurai.
but let me now answer that question.
Okay.
So if you look at Rajasthan as a state, it's the largest state in India, right? And you look at the top cities such as Jaipur, Udaipur, Bikaner, Kota, Ajmer, and Bharatpur, and Jodhpur. All these cities, people sitting in this room may have heard these city names in one name or in one way or the other,
Yes.
right? Largely we are a tourist and a mining-based economy.
Absolutely, in the tourist side.
Now, one of the biggest things that we realized as a state was that there are so many, because the distances between the villages are so large, generally between one village to two villages, the distance is almost 8 to 10 kilometers. But there are enough entrepreneurial blood in the state. So Marwadis are by default known to be entrepreneurial in nature. How do you find that mesh between that youth and that entrepreneurial nature? So the government has done a lot of steps. We've been working relentlessly on the very dedicated startup program that we've got. In addition to this, specifically, if I ask you on the avenue of gaming and AVGC, we are the latest entrant.
Okay.
Now, it has its pros and has its cons. The pros are that we don't want to repeat the mistakes of what other people may have done. So there's a learning curve that we've done very quickly. That's the good part. The bad part is because we are late entrant, clusters have already been formed. But that doesn't mean that there's no opportunity in the States. So we've actually we're just coming out, we've announced 1,000 crore project just for this particular sector.
Oh, great.
With 3-4 hubs coming up. But we are not, in Rajasthan, we are not basing our action plan on the infrastructure. Governments are very good at building infrastructures. I think any government, one of the best things is that governments can build large infrastructure projects. But we're not basing the program for the infrastructure project to come, and we've already started on the ground. We've just signed programs with NVIDIA, with Center for Entertainment Arts, where we're doing massive amount of skilling work for training the youth of Rajasthan so that there can be retention within the state. We've done a very, very massive push. I think we're probably the only state in India to have amended its Procurement Act to give work orders, and I'm being very clear, not grants, work orders to startups and entrepreneurs in this space so that they can actually set up shop. Because if you look at all these entrepreneurs sitting here, whether they're gamers or whatnot, most often what people do is they want to get grants. We have reversed the cycle and said, you know what, we'll give you grants, but if you're really good, we want you to set up shop here, we'll give you government work orders. Right?
Can you explain a little more about what kind of work orders?
So for example, today, one of the most common problems most entrepreneurs or gamers or any youth faces when he has a product or service is if you have the most recession-proof client in India or any space is a government. It's a recession-proof client, right? This way or that way. Most often the process of giving a work order to an entity, you have to come out with a tender, there's an RFP process, there's an EOI process, then there is pre-bids and there's submissions and whatnot. The whole process takes anywhere between 3 to 6 months or even longer depending on the bureaucratic situation on the ground, right? Rajasthan is the first state in India that has actually amended its Procurement Act and said that any registered entrepreneur is entitled, can get work orders up to 25 lakhs per unit, totaling up to say about 1 crore worth of work orders in a year from any government department on nomination basis.
Okay.
And there's a massive push that the state government is doing on educating the departmental heads as well as the financial advisory layer of the system. So the idea is to promote innovation, absorb innovation services, absorb gamification of ideas. So education department is a major player. How these gamers can actually leverage that. Gaming for good is what you want to call.
Yeah.
So while we are creating the the demand side, the supply side is to be nurtured. So we're trying to work very hard, and states such as like us, which are very large, we are very clear in our understanding. We don't believe that we can do everything. Our approach to the program is we're on board, we're working with universities, academia, private partners to help build that ecosystem and build that critical mass. As an entrepreneurial state, we already have a lot of entrepreneurs. But as a gaming state and an AVGC state, the one thing that goes in our favor is we are a tourist-based state. You will come to our state. We will extend the best hospitality to you. The best of marriages take place here. So, the only problem in this whole supply chain is when people come and do their marriages or their massive events or people come for tourism, the pre and post production gets moved out. Why? Because there is the lack of infrastructure. Even more, there's a lack of proper manpower. If you look at MP as a business case, for those who don't know, MP's film policy has been phenomenal. Why? Because they've had a very proactive policy, which has now resulted over a period of 3 years, where film producers are going and shooting there and not taking any ancillary stuff. It's coming from local. So Rajasthan has also taken that leaf from that playbook.
Okay.
And we're doing the same thing in the state, whether it's in the AVGC space, gaming for good space, esports. something which is very, very big. The state is very much committed to esports, as obviously in Telangana, I know. But esports is something that is going to be very, very big in the state as well.
Great, great. I mean, I like that element on the work order part of it, which is a good element of encouraging the entrepreneurship side of it.
So if you look at it, sir, you're in Hyderabad. I'm one of those consultants who work with the Image project with Jay Ranjan directly.
Okay.
And one of the things when we're doing the skill gap assessment, we realized, I think Telangana is the most, Hyderabad has the most concentrated group of animators and gamers in one city. I think at one point it's even bigger than Hollywood is what I know.
Okay.
Right? But what next? The problem here is that all of these animators are actually doing outsourcing work for the US-based production houses, right? Where is that IP part? I think the only IP, if you talk about it, is sitting in this room, Chota Bheem. That one local IP people know. Chota Bheem ka naam suna hoga, right? Beyond that, ek do honge Bahubali obviously changed the spectrum. They are obviously followed by, there were other Adi Purush and whatnot. But still at the larger chunk, there is a lack of IP. So the only way India will progress, keeping in mind with Viksit Bharat, is that how can the government support in creating more and more and more IPs? And one way to support IPs is not grants, it's work orders. Validation of a government work order or a validation of a work order carries a lot more weight than a grant. And the most important thing which, as a government people which we understand, and we have a very proactive political and bureaucratic machinery on the ground, is that we understand the fact that the youth, when it's making a game, there is a 95% chance he will fail. And that's okay.
True.
Failure is an acceptable norm within the government ecosystem. Hence, the unit price is 25 lakhs. It could have been, it's very easy for us to do 1 crore, how does it matter? But the 25 lakh quantum unit into 4, so you are entitled to 25 lakhs into 4 work orders, so that's about 1 crore plus. 25 lakhs is a good pilot amount to start on a grant for a gamer to showcase something. Plus, we're now working with all the major aggregators, the Dream 11s and the AIGFs, and everyone's are working with us. And I think very, very soon we'll be hearing some very big news coming out.
Okay. I'll park a question for you.
Sure.
We'll come back to you. The question is that now with government giving work orders and the success versus the failure rates do, how government is planning to reduce the failure rates. We'll come to you.
Sure.
Okay, so we'll hear from Laiju. Laiju represents government of Kerala, one of those pioneering states which went in for the AR, VR, or AVGC much early ahead of many other states. Okay, so ASAP, which is working with the higher education part of it. Your thoughts on how the government is trying to involve in that?
Good morning. Thank you for giving us a chance to present here today. I'm a part of representative from Higher Education Department, Government of Kerala. So we do a lot of skilling in the state, and we have skill parks, physical parks in around 14 districts. As he was telling, we are also a part of tourism, we call it as a goods own country. So the flourishing areas now is the gaming side, the healthcare, and the fintech group. So in the AVGC side, we are a little bit ahead. Maybe 2 years back, we started our first center of excellence in AVGC in our one of the skill park. So we call it a center of excellence, and we believe that the problem which we are facing, when we have skilling, we have a huge talent pool in Kerala. So most of them, after the study, they will go to either Canada or UK or some sort of places or outside the Kerala. So we wanted to retain the talents here. So we started this type of majority of companies in IT and the gaming side attracting towards Kerala. And April in this year, we had come out with a AVGC policy under IT Department of Kerala State. And we are also a part of it. We are going to implement the skilling part for this policy part. And now in this, what we are facing, we are running 5 or 6 courses with 200 hours in AVGC field, gaming with the help of Unity and the Unreal Engine, Epic Games and all. So when all the engineering colleges are coming under higher education, so we have a huge talent pool available, and after the graduation, they will come to higher education and they will have the skilling part with the Unity and certified with Unity, or 200 to 300 hours, and when the problem lies, we don't have much industry to place them. There lies the problem. So what we are doing now, we are attracting, as per the IGDC policy, all government departments are joined together. We are also one of it, and then we are trying to attract companies towards Kerala, giving grants, as he said, maybe sort of work orders, or after making the startups, we are supporting them. And also we have around 500 and above startups already there, not in the AVGC field, most of them are in IT, ITS field. So now we are planning to bring with this government policy towards attracting more AVGC companies, gaming side, animation side, e-sports, all towards Kerala state by giving so many things. And I think can I cover in that curriculum side also here, or we have?
Please, you can.
So one of the other initiative which we have is we came out with four-year undergraduate program scheme this year. It has been launched this year. So all BA, BSc, all arts and science subjects, we have now 4 year. The 4th year will be add-on courses or minor, you can select, or value-added courses. In that majority is we are trying to concentrate on AVGC. So because of the policy side. So based on this, when it comes as a part of curriculum or a project side, people try to see what is, AVGC in the world, what exactly happening in the gaming side or animation side or VFX side. And in addition to that, we have few fine arts colleges under higher education. There we are starting new courses, new degrees with AVGC from this year onwards. So all universities are also helping us for that, to start such courses so that the kids will know. In addition to this, in the schools, we are coming out with school councils from the 8th standard onwards. We started giving some sort of awareness modules like games free of cost to the school children, so that they will come and they will see that, okay, this type of things are available in the world. Nowadays, what is happening, even my kid, when he get a mobile, he will go to, even he knows better than me about the games. He was saying that I have this game, I have that game, Epic's game, Real Engine, they are doing this, that. So these kids in 4th standard, 5th standard onwards, they started gaming now. So when they come to 8th standard onwards, we have made a small short modules in the curriculum side from this year onwards to teach them what exactly, or make them aware that what exactly going on in the gaming world. So that is one of these are the things which from the government side we are having initiative. Quite a lot of them are available, but these are the few things which I'm just mentioning.
So I just want to add up to that in terms of understanding. When you say you work on the curriculum integration part of it, the challenge is that if it is more academic, the industry today feels that there is a gap between the academic talent versus what the industry needs. How is the industry participation in the help in the curriculum design or the role of curriculum design? Is that you work with any of the industry or sector skill councils on this?
Yeah, a good question. So we work with the sectors council and the industries. So we have in the curriculum committee, we have huge people, 6 to 7 members will be there. One person will be from industry, one person will be from the academia side, one person will be from the sector skill council. So all together they will make it and do it. So that when we run a program or when we start thinking a new course or the skilling ecosystem, we always connect with industries, because normally training institutes are available in the world, in Kerala also, but they are not connecting, they are not bridging the talent towards the industry. So what industry requires, the job role, all our curriculum topics are based on industry job roles. So we will club both in that, so that then only even the type number, the game nature, the game name itself will be included in the curriculum. That is the way which we do. And in the IP part, we have recently started Digital University of Kerala, DUK. They are doing lots of things with the AVGC field, and they are making curriculum with the IP in consideration, so that they will give the content for that, the Digital University. And we will implement that in all colleges and universities.
Okay. As an extension to that question, Roshni, I have it for you. How is Media and Entertainment Sector Skill Council supporting such state government initiatives are the universities coming forward to work on the curriculum design? So which are the kind of states or universities which are proactive, and how is the role of Media and Entertainment Sector Skills on that?
So yeah, there are a lot of universities who are coming forward to, they are, some of them are definitely already associated with it.
If you
We
can
have seen, you want
list
me to
out some
name?
couple of
So
universities or
I will
couple of
be
states which
biased
are
if I
pioneers
name
in this.
few. But yeah, when I talk about states, Maharashtra is doing really well
Great.
when it comes to skilling, upskilling, and of course, I would say Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. There and Kerala, a lot of things are in pipeline. We are planning. We are already doing. And when it comes to the states who are proactively now coming forward, Punjab is picking up in performing arts and various other fields. And definitely in the eastern region, this Odisha
How do you
is,
extend in terms of this curriculum design, sir?
sorry?
When you say curriculum design, do you, as Sector School Council, you rope in industry into it and
Yes.
then do help?
So whenever we, academic team is into creating a curriculum or any coming up with a new job role, we kind of, when there's a new job role is being made, we kind of reach out to all the industry to vet the curriculum. So that's how we make that particular job role. So for example, if there's something into game design or something particularly in similar line, we reach out to a lot of industries coming, take up their inputs, their feedback on it. And once it is done, so we kind of match it with the ongoing demand of the industry. So suppose something is new is there or anything new is coming up, we align the same with the existing curriculum. So we keep revisiting our job roles, our qualification path to make it as per the industry demand.
Okay. So the question which I parked with you, so I wanted to understand the success and failure rates with these startups. Okay, cutting across the domain, we have been witnessing that the startups have the challenge, at least about the industry standard days. 1 in 10 gets through, most of it fail. Okay, so this is a bigger challenge with the startups. So when you, as a government, when you're trying to encourage these startups by giving work orders, what other elements that you try to support them in terms of encouraging a better success rate with them?
So I think it's a general norm, right? That about any, at least in this, I wouldn't want to say startups, and I wouldn't want to be so vaguely put out startups.
Okay.
Because gaming, AVGC, yes, startups do come under that, but I think this community wants to have its own separate identity. So acceptance of a separate identity plays a very important role. Two, steps that we provide, I think, barring the most conventional vanilla solution that exists out in the market, is giving them grants, handing them mentorship, giving them office space, giving them all the tools that are required to build better products and services. I think most state governments are doing. The only difference is who does a little bit more aggressive, who does a little bit less aggressive, right? Conventionally,
True.
That's the way to do it. Now, what's the cherry on the top? The cherry on the top is that how proactive is the government machinery to facilitate that network with the industry. So one thing that we do very, very proactively is that all the major players want a piece of the pie of the government, right? It's sort of in our discussions, when you start educating the middle class bureaucracy or even the senior level, these discussions as part of the negotiation with any partner is instilled in. So startup plays a very, very pivotal role, or youth plays a very, very pivotal role, as you would like to say it, in our discussions. Two, failure is going to happen. We know that. Accepting the failure is going to happen is more important, but the most important difference is what happens post the failure. So in Rajasthan, we've also set up what we call a Rajasthan Center for Advanced Training, which is, we've got these advanced training institutes in place. Every state has different names, but the broader theme behind that is any youth who wants to upskill himself, or an entrepreneur who may have shut shop and wants to reskill himself to be employable, or maybe start a new venture. That is something that we're very, very bullish on, and we're very aggressive on. Two, closing an enterprise is also a big issue in India. The government has various mechanisms in place to support that. As Rajasthan, we take a very, very important role in when entrepreneurs close shop, how do you support them, and so that the exit is a lot more peaceful.
Exactly.
Right.
In fact, that's very important. I believe when we talk about ease of doing business and every state's competing, all of them are focusing on encouraging setups, startups or new companies to start, but they don't do support them when it comes to question of closure.
Welcome
Okay.
to Rajasthan then. All right.
That's very important.
And I
and
think
interesting to know.
lastly, it's all these initiatives. My reading is in the public sector, all initiatives, every state does good or everyone does good, broadly, depending on their level of understanding. But Rajasthan has been very, very, very lucky. Why? Proximity to Delhi. Two, no pollution almost. Three,
In spite of being proximate to Delhi.
that's the beauty, right? And three, great place to be in as in hospitality. Four, I think the overall political and the bureaucratic machinery that exists, no matter which one comes into play, the level of consistency is very important. What happens is one changes, the other one comes, then there are these issues. Rajasthan has been very, very proactive, very positive. Whoever has come in has taken it one step notch higher. So we are very, very lucky in that manner. And lastly, the overall ecosystem in the state is, so we can we do a better job in outreach? Yes. I think one thing that differentiates us, or one of the things when we have a separate team within our program, just dedicated to monitoring what the other states are doing. Very, very closely.
Okay.
And not only the states, some of the key countries. So by default, because of the concentration of IT companies in the southern states, right? So Chennai is the SaaS capital of India. Hyderabad, Telangana has the IT capital. Bangalore, obviously, we know Kerala is come up very aggressively. Northern states have a lot more catching up to do for one reason or the other. So one of the things that we're very, very bullish on is that massive outreach, outward outreach that exists, that needs to be tapped into more aggressively. Two, I think just the overall awareness. One of the major differences I've observed in Rajasthan or UP or MP, vis-a-vis, let's stick to Rajasthan here, vis-a-vis other states, is the youth of Rajasthan wants to do knows everything, wants to do things. It just does not know what to take that next quantum leap of faith, the next step. So one of the things that we are as a program doing is helping that youth, whether it's gaming as a career. So IGDC is a very valued partner to us. So we want to bring in all these major players as into one aggregated platform and say, let's work with you guys to create that quantum leap of jump. We know it's a process, but we are committed to the process.
Excellent, excellent. Nice hearing you. You spoke like an ambassador of the state. So we are running out of time, so I just wanted to wind up with the last question for the panel. As you pointed out, every government has been doing their own set of efforts and steps towards talent development. I've been observing this ecosystem since the days when NSDC was formed and Ministry of Skill Development taking over the role of NSDC from Ministry of Finance. Between 2012 to 22, if I roughly calculate, just one department under the Ministry of Skill Development has spent about 22,000 crores of the 10 years of budgets, consolidated 22,000 crores have been spent on skill development. This is apart from 19 other ministries within the center which is working on it. And every other state is also funding towards skill development. Roughly, if I do a very vague mathematical calculation, something close to about 45,000 plus crores of money is being pumped into this ecosystem of talent development across the nation. But net effect of it, I still see there is a big gap. Okay, we have not still achieved what we've been talking about. Okay, establishment of sector school councils, the industry partnerships, several training partners coming forward and all those things. I might be wrong. So I've been seeing most of the states have been focusing largely on the quantity in terms of training. money has been spent on training. They were not concerned about how many people have been trained, how many have been placed, but how many of them have sustained its job. Okay, there is a difference building a job and a career. So people finish a skilling training program, get a job, but after 3 months they leave, they go back to their hometowns or things, then again go and join another skilling program, because there is a gap, there should be a gap of 6 months, because they are registering through their UID number, so they cannot immediately take, if it has to, they have to take a grant. So they wait for that period of time, take up another skilling program, do it, it happens. And I have personally witnessed in a couple of states this. Now, how each of you would love to address it? Okay, is it addressed is a different thing. I would happy to know that if it is, but in future, what should we do and how we can approach that?
You want me to take
Yeah,
it up?
can we start with okay? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good question. See, when you talk about this retaining of people in a specific job, it is very difficult, which is our experience in state. Very difficult because most of the jobs are concentrating in IT field, if you take. When the IT field, if you see, the particular job will be changing, the packages are changing within 3 years. So almost all the job profiles will stay in IT field is 3 to 4 years, that's all. So people will start thinking on next one. So now we have AVGC. Before that we had IT programs like Java, Python, web design and all. But now people are running towards AVGC field. So this is practically is not possible to get a,
Sorry to intervene. I'm not even talking about somebody trying to switch jobs or careers after 3 years. Okay, today's generation, the global data says in his lifetime he will have at least 4 to 5 career shifts, not job shifts. We come from probably a generation where we joined a company or our parents joined one company and retired from that company. Can't see that kind of a crowd. We're talking about people switching jobs or switching careers in 3 months to 6 months kind of a thing. Okay, I have largely seen across board focus more towards numbers. Okay, one way I think this on a long term can be the curriculum integration into the graduation program, building a degree program. What something which, as a collectively, if we need to recommend, what we can recommend for the industry and the government to do something new where we can build a strong career rather than trying to fetch a job.
See, practically it's difficult as it's our experience. But one thing what we are doing now, we have a DWMS portal all over Kerala where we are aiming around 15 lakhs jobs within coming 5 years. So in this particular site, what we used to do, once the people are getting placed through our divisions or the departments, we have a tracking system to know that whether the people are staying with there or not. And the second one, we are using the curriculum which we made it in this particular subject or the skilling part. We will be updating every year with the new technologies and updating that. Because you can see that so many things are getting updated, so that the skilling part will be in module wise. So that the first module the guy will study and then we will give the second module. And continuously he can do the skilling part within coming years. So that sort of systems we have.
Okay, great to know about it. Yeah.
I think numbers, I think, every stakeholder has a different KPI in place, right? So who are we to say this KPI is good or bad? It's a prerogative. But I think the most important, one of the solutions that I believe can actually enhance what we're trying to achieve is that within any sector, a skill gap assessment is always missing. Because as our colleague just mentioned, technology ecosystem changes so rapidly every 2 years, where by the time you get to it, that the skill set has become almost on the obsolete phase.
Yeah, right.
So my understanding is people in this whole AVGC, and I'm being very specific to gaming AVGC XR. I'm not going to beyond that. You don't need a degree for this. It's the portfolio of work that carries the weight. Industry will pick placements of jobs will only be based on the portfolio, not a degree. So if you are able to, most of the skilling programs that you are referring to are a very structured, vanilla, step progression based product. You do these 2 months of training, and most of them I think are, if I'm not mistaken, blue collar jobs or white collar jobs. The plumber, electricians, and those are the larger numbers that come out, right? Really, if you ask me in skilling, beyond a few institutes, AVGC extra skilling really is very, very negligible
yes.
piece of the number that you've mentioned. Though my reading, I was reading a report somewhere that the next 5 years, India requires almost 2 lakh employment specifically in this space, right? How are you going to do that? And because most states don't even know what they need. What's the skill gap assessment? Today MESC is here, Kerala is doing some work. Every state is doing some work or the other. One takeaway I would request IGDC to do, and I've been trying to push Sridhar and Macha, is that every year come out with a state-specific skill gap assessment.
That's a good.
As a gaming community, right?
Great.
That this is this, create a wave heat map. We've all seen the US elections. We all know how maps are made, right? Why can't we come out with a skill gap assessment? Because the playbook is already out there, right? Certain states have done better than the other. We just need to know what the playbook is and how to do it better, or how to enhance upon the playbook. No state, barring a few people, don't know the playbook. And the northern states and the eastern states are a lot more. There's a parity out here. So
Each state, even within a state, I think districts itself has a lot of difference.
now we're trying to solve a problem which is beyond our scope. But the larger problem is that if we can understand a skill gap assessment, and a body such as IGDC can, or JEDI can actually take that initiative. MESC does a skill gap assessment, I'm aware of it. But at a national level, or maybe at a community level, because what's the trend in the next 2 years, industry will tell you that this is the trend. Today, if I have a relationship with a better industry, I know better. Other state may not have that network, they may be a little left. So I think that's one thing that I would suggest as a process. And maybe create an alliance of states. Bring all of them onto one common alliance mechanism and start talking. Some states are talking, some states are not talking at all.
True. Roshni, anything from your
So
side?
my point would be just to address your concern, coming towards the skill gap assessment. So MESC does that every 2 years. It is already in place with us. Skill gap report is there online, available on our mescindia.org website, and everybody can take a look at that. Based on the question that you were asking, that why candidates or any person is not able to sustain their job in the industry. So when it comes to the industry and the rapid change that is happening in every sector of media entertainment domain, so particularly in gaming, if I have to say, or AVGC, so it is happening definitely. People are changing job or whatsoever, not being able to sustain it. Why? Because they are not upgrading themselves. Or maybe in the term of skilling, yes, upskilling themselves according to the industry. So if something is new is there, if anything, any platform has come up or any new technology has come up, so as an individual, we are not able to or not ready to upskill ourselves because of this busy world, fast-paced life. And we say what we have learned so far in our graduation is enough, and that's all. So that's not the case. I think as a sector skill council, we also want to encourage everybody, even a professional, should go and undergo a training or maybe a 10 days, 1 month of upskilling program. And of course, MESC also keeps on doing such programs for professionals. And government is also supporting by providing them skill certification for an individual who is already professional in the industry. So that's one area. And also, when you talk about the training, so MESC is also coming up with the state-of-the-art facility in the Delhi, and we are also coming up with an institution named IICS, Indian Institute of Creative Skills. So that's something we are coming up with that, and we are kind of building up the curriculum according to the industry, definitely, and also involving a lot of international exposure for the students. So that's something our step toward making skilled workforce.
Fine.
Yeah.
Thank you. So we'll conclude. So we conclude. So thanks for this wonderful panel. Lot of insights, lot of takeaways. Okay, so we are running short of time. Okay, nice to have you all. Okay, I hope you all enjoyed. Any questions for any of them? Probably we'll take it off. Can we do it offline? Okay, so that will be better.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.